cannot, so that the Blue Flame Hellions cannot run away, and he does take out all of them. God, I couldn't speak that part. Alright, but there are more Hellions on the way. Brian is definitely going for a super heavy mech build. He has 2 Thors just sitting here. He's going to try and retake this third because he is down in bases, because now BloodRush should start saturating his 4th, which I'm sure we'll see in a second. He has a few Lings here, good amount of Mutalisks here as well, and he probably could move out with this and try and win the game. He just did take out a massive, massive army with tons of Banelings. Those were great Banelings. I can't believe I barely even saw them. I don't know why I barely saw them, but they just kind of exploded everywhere. I am lagging a little bit, so I apologize if Brian gets angry. But now we're seeing these mutas. They did try to move in, but the Thors were very good at stopping them, even though these mutas could probably take out those Thors. There are more roaches on the way to counter the Hellions. So these Hellions aren't going to be able to do very much damage unless they get around behind the roaches and into the Lings, because you always want to go roaches first. They have tons and tons of ability to do a lot of damage. These tanks should probably siege, because at this point Brian should know an attack is imminent, but now he does have a pretty healthy amount of units to deal with this. I wouldn't be surprised to see these mutas go around Brian's main and try and hit production facilities or something. These Hellions are just searching around. They're just looking around for any sort of Lings. All these mutas are going to do some stuff. They probably could cut off these Hellions because he should have known they were coming. He should have a Zergling at each watchtower, but he doesn't. And this little roach is going to get hurt pretty bad, but yeah, these mutas are going to kill the Hellions so fast. Hellions don't even have a chance. Maybe a few of them are going to survive and possibly get repaired. But for now, Brian just needs to keep mining his 3rd, and he should probably just chill back, turtle, siege some tanks, because this is a lot of mutas. He needs to be making more Marines, or at least more Thors. I don't know why he's not making any Marines at all. This is not a very good situation to be in. BloodRush is at 200. Well, how did that drop to 199? I really don't care. But he has a very good amount of roaches, very good amount of mutas, and a pretty healthy amount of Lings. This is a very good unit composition. This is very scary for Brian right now, but BloodRush is just sitting around. He should go in for this 3rd, try and take that out, and he is pushing in with the Lings first. Roaches are coming up behind, but the Thors are able to see these Lings. He starts pulling away the SCVs. These mutas try and get right above the Thors so that they are able to magic box or whatever that crap is, I'm sure. He does take out 1 Thor. The roaches are going for the 2nd, but there are way more Thors just sitting here. The roaches are trying to take out the planetary. If the planetary goes down, he will definitely be way ahead in mining bases. Roaches are going in for the Thors. The Mutalisks are trying to take out the Thors. The Mutalisks should be pulled back right now, though. But the roaches are doing an amazing amount of damage on the Thors, because the Thors don't only hit splash damage to air, but the tanks are forcing the roaches to pull away. And now Brian did lose his 3rd. He did push back BloodRush, though, and now he may be going for a push of his own. He is sending out Hellions. I'm sure these are just to try and snipe Expos. The Mutalisks do see it, but they did not turn around because of the slightly slower reaction time. No problem there, though, because Brian does look for the gold. He does not see anything at the gold. He is most likely going to be looking for these other expansions on the very far ends, because they're less likely to be guarded. But these Zerglings are going to be able to get in while the Hellions are on creep, and these Spines are going to be able to do a pretty good amount of damage. The Blue Flame does roast like 5 workers. Oh man, they're just roasting away Lings, workers. The Spines are doing tons of work on them, though. And now Brian is just sitting around. What's control? I think it's Control Shift R. I want to see workers killed. Yeah, almost 50 workers killed by Brian. That's an insane amount. That's just really good by Brian, because that forces a lot more droning, because he needs to be able to obviously get the minerals so that he can fuel this massive army that's at 180 supply now to Brian's 122. But Brian does have a lot less workers, for sure. Most of BloodRush's units are workers. He has 62 workers right now as to Brian's 40 SCVs. And now these Thors and tanks are just sitting here along the wall. He has the tanks just sieged up. The Thors are waiting. Probably waiting for BloodRush to try and attack into this. This one tank is going to try and be a hero and snipe the infestation pit, but I think it's just out of range. He is getting this fungal, like the extra energy stuff for the infestors, so he can get some good fungals off on these tank Thor, because fungals are really good against armored, I think. Or maybe it's mech. I think it's armored because it takes out stalkers too. Maybe it's armored and mech. I have no idea. Alright, but right now, you see, he has 2 Marines, which isn't very good, but he does have 8 Thors. Oh, here's the main engagement. This is going to be able to take out a couple of tanks. The Mutas are flying directly over the Thors. The Mutas are getting completely wiped out by the Thors, though. There is 1 Viking in this mix. The tanks are starting to take out the Roaches. The Roaches are being able to take out the Thors, though. 2 Thors are about to go down. 1 Thor does go down. The other Thor is down. And now 2 tanks are just sitting here hammering away at these Roaches. This tank really does need to be sieged. More Thor and everything else on the way. This Thor almost dies. This SCV who's in this mix should repair the Thor so that the Thor can just sit back, snipe it. BloodRush is main. He is making massive amounts of Roaches because there are less tanks, but there are plenty of Hellions. The Thors are pushing into the main. There are tons and tons of Roaches, though. He had plenty of extra larvae just sitting around. The tanks do siege, but the siege isn't going to be able to do anything. The 2 Roaches are too close. Thors are going to go down, and at this point, I think the game is probably over. Brian does have this gold base now, though, but this main engagement is completely killing all of these Thors. All the Thors are dead now, and they're... Oh my gosh, there are infestors on the way. 5 infestors, several lings of Roaches on the way. They are going into Brian's main, most likely. And at this point... Oh god, all these SCVs might be able to get sniped. The Roaches are going to be able to take out the SCVs. Massive numbers of SCVs go down. The GG from Brian. Good game. Well played by BloodRush. Very well played by Brian, but... he just let the Zerg player get very out of hand. That was a great matchup, and like I said before, if you haven't seen the first one, you should probably go check that out on Larolim's channel. I think its name is Errol is Short. I will put the link in the description because these games are awesome to watch. Great game by Brian and BloodRush. But thank you for watching. This has been oSimplistic, and this was the amazing, super hyped up BloodRush game.